Another thing that is very different in that future, obviously, is Superman and how far he's fallen. It's clear that something terrible has happened. We know that Lois is dead in this future. But it's curious, there is a shot earlier in the movie. She opens her drawer and there's a pregnancy test in there. So I want to know if that pregnancy test is at all connected to why Superman has fallen so low in this future.
I think so. I think the other thing to take notice of when Lois is at the last scene where at the Kent farm, and maybe you missed it, is that Lois is carrying a bassinet in that shot. I don't know if you saw that little like woven bassinet. So I think the implication is that somehow a pregnant Lois, would be a devastating loss to Superman, of course.
Your mother and I loved you.
And I was wondering if you could maybe speak to the significance of that costume and why that new look was necessary for him.
Well, listen, Superman is on this journey, as are all the characters that we get to see, but probably we see the most of Superman, right? Because we had his standalone movie, and then we saw him in Batman versus Superman, and then now, we see him being resurrected in this movie here in Justice League. And I think that, that journey, to me, Superman was always the most difficult character just personally for me to relate to, because there wasn't much, like he was always so good. And I was like, okay, well, how do I grasp on? What can I grasp on? So for me to see him kind of struggle and figure out his place in the world, and I think, we have a lot, we have adopted kids, and to see him, it's an adoption story. There were so many things in our version of him that you can really, relate to, I think. And then in this movie, once he gets resurrected, it's not as, to me, I look at it as not as being as, like, he knows the world is more complex, but he's more knowing. And he is out on the other side of it, and he loves this world, and he chooses, as much as, we chose him, he chooses us. So I love that whole dichotomy. And it's in the canon, so it's something that Zach wanted to, really explore, and he felt like it was appropriate on the journey for him to come back in the black suit.